What's up everybody, it's Conger Live. We're back again with another Kingdom Boss video. In today's video we're going to be looking at all the Syndicate heroes that exist so far. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. Let's get into it. Okay, looking at the Syndicate heroes, we're going to start off with the 1-stars. These guys aren't impressive by any means. Physical damage, applies 2 stacks of burning. Physical range damage, passively gains an additional 10% chance to crit. Skylar's crit, apply 1 stack of injured to enemy targets. Nothing to write home about. And Gorgar, the Orc Striker, he deals 400% physical damage and applies 1 stack of wounded to all enemies hit in a cone. His basic is physical melee, and his passive, every 5th basic attack, deals 225% physical damage and applies 1 stack of wounded to enemy target. So he just wounds. The first 3-star is Whisper. Now I actually haven't pulled Whisper out of any of the summons I've done. You get her in the story and then they take her away from you, so I don't know if she's still available or if I just have been unlucky to not get her. But her skill is Shadow Strike, teleports behind the enemy target, deals 750% physical damage and applies 1 stack of mark to the target, deals double damage to stunned enemies. So that's really cool. I mean, double damage, 750 to 1500 if she's able to mark to hit a stunned enemy. That's pretty cool. Basic attack is melee, physical damage. And then Blinding Power, every 6th basic attack deals 225% physical damage and applies 1 stack of blinded to the enemy with the highest attack. So that's pretty cool. Help your guys stay alive. Her other passive, Rogue Ambition, is whenever an ally uses their ultimate ability, Whisper gains 1 stack of hastened. So it's going to make her attack faster if whenever the allies use it. So pretty cool. She works really well with Samson in the beginning story. In fact, these are all the guys you start off with, so I'm just wondering if maybe that's the only place you're using her. If you know, leave a comment down below. Now the ones I've definitely been able to pull duplicates of, we got Kirk, the Goblin Striker. He deals 400% physical damage and adds 1 stack of injured and 1 stack of poisoned to enemy target. So it's cool that he adds 2 debuffs on his ult. His basic attack is melee physical, and then his first passive, Spinning Shank, every 8th basic attack deals 225 physical damage, and Skirt gains 1 stack of focused. After Skirt crits with an attack, he gains 1 stack of dodging, and his next attack applies 1 stack of poison to his target. So he has a couple of ways of doing poisoned. Pretty sure focused is going to increase his ability to get those crits off, increases his crit rate, which will then give him his dodge so that he can stay alive. Not amazing, but it's some interesting ways his kit works. Then we have Griff, the human support. Griff has Fan of Daggers. Rogue allies gain 1 stack of focused, and Griff throws a Fan of Daggers, dealing 200% physical damage to enemies hit over 2 attacks. Light armored enemies take additional 50% increased physical damage. So not amazing, but giving that focused is cool, but you need to have rogues with him for it to be effective. He's a ranged physical attack. After the enemy uses ultimate ability, rogue allies gain 1 stack of dodging. So it's kind of cool that he will help his rogue allies hopefully stay alive through dodge. And then every 6th basic attack, Griff throws a Shadow Dagger, dealing 200% physical damage. Damaged enemies add 1 stack of marked and drains 15% of their energy. Draining the energy is really great because it's going to stop them from being able to use their specials. But since he has this ability where after the enemy uses their ultimate, their special, it's kind of counterintuitive in that sense. But this is better than this, I think. I think we want them not to use their specials, more so than gaining a dodge from after they use it. But it does kind of work together, but draining their energies definitely better. The other 3rd star is Derzig, and I actually think I have him as my profile picture. He's got a pretty cool look. His Doom Grasp pulls target enemies to Derzig. Get over here, dealing 720% magical damage and applying 1 stack of weaken to the target. Derzig gains taunting for 6 seconds. So really cool tank move there, pulling them in. He does magic damage, melee magic damage for his basic. And after Derzig is hit by a melee attack, he deals 20% magical damage to the attacking enemy and has a 20% chance to apply 1 stack of weaken to them. So he's got that splash damage. Really, really cool. As a tank, we want to see stuff like that. And then Wrath for the weak, Derzig takes 10% less damage from weakened enemies. So since he weakens them, now he's going to take less damage from them. Pretty cool tank. Mostly still going to be used for upgrading later on, but you definitely want to have one maybe in your council for going through the campaign. Into the 5 stars, we now have Z. Z's got a really cool look. I like how she's got the bandana covering her eyes and the mohawk. Very, very focused with the yoga poses there. Flurry of Fists strikes 5 times in a cone in front of her. Each strike dealing 60% physical damage to all enemies hit. Applies 1 stack of injured to enemies hit. Z gains taunting for 4 seconds. So as a defender, she's kind of like a monk style in other games where she does a bunch of light hits but also taunts, and yeah, some interesting stuff there. She's a physical melee attack. Passively, her deflecting palm, she passively gains an additional 5% chance to dodge basic attacks, or 10% chance while she's taunting. So it's an additional chance to dodge. So there's already a base dodge chance that exists. So that's really cool that she does that. Help her stay alive. She is a defender. Right. And after an enemy uses their ultimate ability, Z dashes to that enemy, dealing 230% physical damage and purges 1 buff from that enemy. So kind of like, oh, you're going to use your special? I don't think so. And then her frontline defender skill, frontline allies passively take 10% less damage, and Z takes an additional 2% less damage for each alive syndicate ally. Whenever a frontline or a syndicate ally drops below 20% max health for the first time, Z gains taunting for 3 seconds. So this is another way for her to help keep her teammates alive. Notice how it says frontline or syndicate, so you can really use her in some mixed match groups. She doesn't have to be with syndicates for this to trigger. The next 5-star we're looking at is Sable. She's a human support. She's all floating there with her staff. She has Sand Cyclone. She conjures a Sand Cyclone and launches it in front of her, dealing 270% magical damage, drains 10% energy, applies stun for 2 seconds, and also applies 1 stack of weaken to enemies hit. This is a really cool special. Draining energy and stunned, those are skills that I like. Is she the best? Maybe not, but these abilities are really, really awesome. She's a magical ranged attack as a human support. She applies regenerating with her healing sandstorm for 3 seconds and adds 1 stack of dodging to the lowest health ally once every 10 seconds. So healing somewhat regularly, a decent amount. Now it's regenerating as opposed to like a burst heal. So it's just like a slower health regen. You know, it's not as much as a regular heal, but it's still nice that it's happening for 3 seconds every 10 seconds. And with her solar beam, every 6 basic attack, she deals 225% magical damage or 450% magical damage against heavy armored targets and applies 1 stack of burning. So she's really effective against tanks in that sense, or like really strong fighters. And then her exploit Exhaustion, Sable and allies deal 10% increased damage to burning or weakened targets. And of course she applies the burning and weakened, and so if you can combo that with others, a lot of opportunity to do some pretty cool stuff as a support. So I like her kit. I don't have her, but I think that she would be fun to use. Pollux is next. It's a Goblin Striker. Pollux ultimate is a Caustic Concoctions. Pollux throws 2 vials of concoctions at enemies, dealing 210% magical damage and randomly applying 1 stack of poisoned or weakened to the enemy per vial. So this happens twice. So she could get 2 poison, 2 weakened, or 1 of each. Ranged physical attack is the basic, and a plethora of potions. After every 12 seconds, Pollux cleanses 1 random debuff and gains 1 stack of a random buff. So it's kind of cool how that works. This cleanses 1 random debuff. It's not clear if it's on her only or her and any ally. I think it's just on her. Acidic, toxin, syndicate, and toxic allies. Basic attacks have an additional 5% chance to crit enemies who are poisoned. Pollux passively deals an additional 10% damage to heavy armored targets. So she could work well with other heroes that do poison to really help them get that crit out, right? And Dazing Agent, Syndicate, and Toxic allies. Basic attacks have an additional 10% chance to apply stunned. What? Basic attack stun? What? To enemies who are weakened for 3 seconds. So this is really, really cool. I think this is probably the coolest part about her kit. That she basically gives anybody who's Syndicate or Toxic an ability to stun for 3 seconds off of a basic attack. That would be super annoying. Unrear, the Dwarf Striker. He has Arrow of the Hunt for his ultimate. He deals 800% physical damage to target enemy, 960% physical damage if the target is warband. If the target is killed, Ranger allies gain 1 stack of focused. So warband already takes 50% bonus damage because he's Syndicate. And so not only do you get the extra 160%, but then there's the 50% bonus on top of that. So yeah, Under's nasty going up against green because he's red. Really, really cool. He does ranged physical attack for his basic. Impeccable aim. Honor's attack can't be dodged. What? After every 7 basic attacks, Honor's next attack is guaranteed to crit. What? And applies 1 stack of injured to the target. Guaranteed crit, can't be dodged. He's always doing damage. Really, really cool. Ranger passively gains 1% chance to dodge and deals an additional 10% ranged physical damage. So I think he does the extra when he dodges. It's not quite clear the way that's worded. Tactical disengage. After being hit by a melee attacker, has a 20% chance to dash away from and apply stun to the attacker for 3 seconds. He's a stunner. I like that. We like stunned. So having a chance to get out of there, also to stun, and he's always guaranteed to do damage. Honrir seems pretty cool to me. What a tough looking dwarf. Last but not least is Cascade, Human Striker. You may have seen her on some of the advertisements for the game. She's got a really cool look. Her Aqua Ambush teleports behind a enemy target, dealing 400% physical damage and applies 1 stack of slowed to the target. Deals bonus 100% physical damage to the backline targets. She is a melee physical attacker. Every 6th basic attack deals 225% physical damage, and Cascade gains 1 stack of hastened. Sounds familiar. She's a lot like the girl Whisper from the story. Surgical Strikes passively gains an additional 5% chance to crit and deals an additional 25% physical damage when she crits. When Cascade crits, she applies 1 stack of wounded to the enemy target. Yeah, let's do that. More damage is more damage. At the start of the battle, after killing an enemy, Cascade gains 1 stack of hastened and 1 stack of focus. So she starts off that focus stacked which is going to help with crit. Hasten stack is going to help with her attack speed. Pretty cool. So she can really get the ball rolling, help you start off quick. So those are the Syndicate heroes in a nutshell. Let me know what you guys think. Which of these heroes are your favorite? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to kick the like button, subscribe for more content. Let's game smarter together, and we'll see you in the next video.